Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about case studies, how to write case studies and how it implement using Raspberry Pi or Arduino. So already I have shared you one template on case study, how to write case study, right? So case study, this is the example of smart plant system. So this smart plant system is implemented using Arduino Uno actually. So instead of that you can use Raspberry Pi also, where the DHT11 sensor is used, and with the help of that sensors you can DHT11 actually use for the temperature and humidity. So you can test the moisture. Here you can test the moisture also. So exactly what are the different components used in the smart plant system? So here the details are given. This is the IoT project implemented using Arduino Uno and set of different sensors. So DHT11, already we have used DHT11 sensors for the mini project as well as for the assignment. So temperature and humidity sensors. So with the help of that you can read the temperature as well as humidity value. So this is temp 6000. This is the light intensity sensors. Then YL38 and plus YL69. Actually this is the soil moisture sensors which will detect the moisture level of the soil. So we want to send all this value, read the data from these different sensors and send this value to the cloud. Either you can use Zivli cloud or ThinkSpeak cloud also. Some students have used the ThinkSpeak cloud. You can go for the Zivli cloud also. So on the dashboard, when you execute the program, you can see the output or different with the help of different sensors, so that you can create the different fields for that particular project or assignments. With the help of that particular fields you can read the values, you can see the graph. So you can write the program in Python programming. So Python you can use. So this is the result generated by the Zivli cloud. So here the moisture level, humidity level and temperature is shown. So the code is written in Python programming. So you required again the different uh, you required read write APIs keys. Here you can access that keys from particular cloud dashboard. You can copy that particular read APIs and paste it into your programs. Then you can connect that particular Python program with that cloud interface. So Amazon auto scaling Python example, this example is given, so you can refer this example. Then Amazon RDS, that is the relational database services. This is again one Python example. You can refer this example, how to read the value from particular port and how the data is retrieved from the cloud. So these are the Python packages of interest. JSON packages there. JavaScript object notations is an easy to read and write the data interchange format. JSON is used as an alternative to extended markup language, and it is very easy for the machine to parse and generate JSON file. So JSON is inbuilt onto structure, that is the collection of name value pairs. You can use Python also. So extended markup language is a data format for the structural document, so that is also provided to share the document. So the Python Minidom library provides the minimal implementation of document object model. So it can be interfaced with the API similar to that other languages. So HTTP libraries, URL libraries you can use in the Python libraries for the network and internet programming. So SMTP library, that is the simple mail transfer protocol, which handles sending emails and routing the email between mail servers. So Python SMTP library module also provides SMTP client session object that can be used to send the email. So these packages you have provided in the Python also, you can use it in Python also. NumPy is the package for the scientific computing in Python. So NumPy provides the support for the large multi-dimensional arrays and matrices. Okay. So scikit-learn is open source machine learning library in the Python. So that can provide the implementation of various machine learning algorithms for classification, clustering, regression, dimension and reduction problems. So actually in the Python you have different libraries you have available, so that Python provide the implementation of all this machine learning algorithms. So you can use the Python programming language for the implementation of your case studies also. So Python web application framework. So Django is an open source web application framework for developing web applications in Python. So a web application framework in general is a collection of solutions, packages and best practices that allows development of web applications and dynamic websites. Django is based on the model template view architecture and provides separation of the data model from the business rules and user interface. Django provides unified application programming interface to a database backend. Thus, a web application built with the Django can work with the different database without requiring any code changes. So with this flexibility in the web application design combined with the powerful capabilities of the Python languages and the Python ecosystems. So Django is the best suited for the cloud application. So Django framework consists of object relational mappers, a web templating systems, a regular expression based URL dispatcher. So Django architecture uses template view MTV framework, that is the model template view framework. So it is model, template and view. This model acts as a definition of some stored data and handle interaction with the database. In a web application, the data can be stored in a relational database and relational or non-relational database as well as XML file, etc. Django model is a Python class that outlines the variable and method for particular type of data. Template. In a template Django web applications, the template is simply an HTML page with a few extra placeholders. Django template language can be used to create various forms of text file like extended markup language, email file, cascaded style sheet, JavaScript, comma separated value file, etc. So view. The view ties the model to the template. This view is where you write the code that actually generates the web pages. View determines what data is to be displayed, retrieve the data from the database and passes data to the template. One example of Django project layout is given. So Django that framework is used in Python, so you can use this format or that particular format you can use for creating that particular applications. So you can refer this. So setting.python, so this defines setting used by the Django applications. So the reference by the wsgi.py to bootstrap the project loading. So default packages you required for executing that particular program. So the techniques for managing the dev versus prod settings: creating settings dev.py and settings prod.py. Use symlink and link setting py to the correct settings. Factor out common settings into the base setting.py. Import libraries you can use. Conditional to load the correct setting based on the debug or other settings. This in the sample code is given. You can refer that. I will share this PPTs with you. Okay. So this is the activating a model, how to activate the model on Python, run the particular package and seeing that particular database, then how to retrieve the data, how to retrieve the data from cloud, how the sensor values are read, everything we can discuss. So today we'll stop here.